and welcome to ECCB Connects. This week we'll be looking at how businesses can use information technology to improve their operations and customer experience. I have with me Tishon Thomas, owner and co-founder of SKN IT Solutions. Tishon, welcome to ECCB Connects.
Thank you.
Tishon, you are the owner and co-founder of a business, IT business. A set of young owners, young business. You're just about 5 years old. What has it been like for you, the first 5 years of operation?
Being in business for 5 years, like any entrepreneur will tell you, has been tough. I mean, the starting of your business is the hardest of all. SKN IT Solutions was the brainchild of both myself and my co-founder, Winston Martin. While I was the IT manager at the Marriott Hotel, and he was the IT manager at the Marriott Casino, we decided that we were at the top of our game and we needed to join together, basically, not just to make better business, but also to give back to the community and show St. Kitts that we had professional IT services in St. Kitts. So I left my job at the Marriott as a systems manager to start and lead the company full-time. Started operating from my home in November 2013, and in about February 2014, we hired our first employee working from my home, and about 6 months later, in July of 2014, we moved into our office at Church Street, where we still reside. The first 2 years is the toughest in business because you can't get any financing from any banks. So literally, we started the company with what you call sweat capital. Not a lot of money. We used our personal credit cards and our personal savings to start it. Luckily for us, our business is a service business, so it doesn't require that much capital upfront. And because we produce good work, we was able to get continual business, and that business helped us to basically lead to 5 years now.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the key here is having a business idea and having the determination to pursue it.
Yes.
And stick with it.
Especially the sacrifice, because I could tell you that it's not a business that you can do part-time. You really have to dedicate fully, put all your resources, all your work, a lot of late nights we work, coming up with plans, coming up with ideas, coming up with solutions, different business solutions, and basically providing businesses with solutions at any cost, on time, so that they're happy. Because without happy customers, your business cannot continue.
Tishon, we are now celebrating Financial Information Month throughout the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, and our focus is on conducting and protecting your business in a digital environment. And one of the areas we're zooming into is restructuring and transforming businesses in terms of using technology to advance operations. What do you have to say to businesses that are still fully concentrated on manual operations?
A lot of them are concentrated on manual for maybe a few reasons. Some people like the control. Some people just lack the knowledge that there is actual technology that could help them. And others are just think it's too expensive for technology. But I could tell you that there are options. That is basically why our business exists. So we may go into a restaurant and show them, hey, instead of using a cash register, use a point of sale system where you could see your trends, where you could manage what is being sold, what items are out of quantity. There's a lot of small businesses who lack proper bookkeeping. Things like QuickBooks Server for you, FreshBooks that operate from the cloud, which is like $30 per month. Very, very small startup, but it gets you organized. So when the banks come and ask you for your financial information, that you have it readily in a form that the bank can read. Because whenever we go to the bank and they ask us for 2 years of financial information, because we use a cloud accounting system that we can bill you from our phone, bill you from our computers, It has given us an edge in terms of being organized financially, and the banks are really impressed when you actually can produce your information, as most small businesses don't even have anything recorded.
Let's look at some of the other applications that are available, especially for smaller businesses, in terms of what they can use to improve their operations and to make it a better experience for their customers.
I find that one thing that most small businesses should start to do is digitize. Some simple things like, getting a multifunction printer and scanning your documents instead of having everything in a file folder where you can't get to it. Making documents searchable with a computer. Depends on the age of the business owner. They may embrace technology differently. And I find that once you're able to teach people how to use the computers and how to take advantage of computers to enable their business, they actually go onto it quite easily. But lots of them don't know, and because they don't know, most people who don't know is afraid of the technology still. And so there's still a digital divide that we tend to come in and try to bridge that gap.
Today we know smartphones, they practically run the world, and most, if not all, business owners have a smartphone. And on these smartphones, they have several applications that can actually help small business owners to manage their business better, make it a better experience for their customers. What are some of the common applications small business owners can use?
One of the main things is basically Microsoft Office. Basically, Microsoft Office is what you call a productivity software, and there are different versions of it. There are a lot of spreadsheet apps that you could organize, your inventory on your phone. There's a lot of calendar apps that you could organize your scheduling so that you don't miss meetings. There's project management apps that basically help you to manage your projects and budget it from month to month or from task to task. Having your email synchronized from your computer to your phone so that when you work in your office and you go out, that everything is synchronized.
So that you don't miss an email even if you're on the road.
Even if you're on the road. And this makes life very easy and make you more productive.
With working in a digital environment, businesses, individuals are exposed to security issues, cybersecurity issues. What are some of the primary concerns or issues that small business need to be aware of?
One of the major issues in our experience that small business need to be aware of is things like, there are about three. There are things like phishing, which is a hacking term. Like a phishing email is where somebody sends you an email pretending to be the bank and asking you to enter your information. We need to basically train our employees and business owners to be aware of those things, to look at the address where the email is coming from. Because very often, when you think you're verifying with your bank, you're actually giving away your credentials. So in fact, while you think you are securing yourself, you're actually exposing yourself.
Okay.
And it's a big issue. I've had incidents where this has caused like a wire transfer to go from one person to the next, losing things like $40,000 going to the wrong person because of an email that somebody responded to incorrectly, and they were able to get that information and redirect the funds.
And that's 40,000 lost.
That's totally lost. The other thing is basically disaster mitigation. For example, if your equipment is stolen or compromised, you need a proper backup, both on-site and off-site. In case like we're in a hurricane zone, if there's a fire, if there's a hurricane, your business need to be able to operate after a disaster has passed. Cloud backup solutions for that type of things where it's stored in a data center in the US or in another country. That type of thing, that's part of data security. You also need to have proper HR and IT policies for your staff, because very often security breaches most are internal to your organization. For example, you're most likely to get breached by an employee than by somebody outside. So having IT policies within your organization that allows for when somebody leaves, that this is done, and when somebody is onboarded, this is done, is also a good way to protect most businesses and their data.
Okay. What do you have to say to a business, that might say, a business owner? I'm not interested in these computer, I'm not interested in technology, I just want to stick with my notebook and pen, and then I get things done.
Okay, you don't have to, you yourself don't have to do it, but we can do it for you. We could make sure, basically, if you want to record it in a book, we could basically digitize what you've written in your book for you and provide that service to you. Most business owners like that will be willing to pay for the advantages of someone else digitizing it for them, even though they don't want to go to the learning curve of doing it for themselves.
But I'm thinking in terms of, they're just thinking, I'm not dealing with this at all. I want to stick with my book, my manual entering. I'm not interested in going in any way concerning technology. I want to stick with my old ways of doing things.
Well, in a case like that, I mean, there's very little you can do with a business like that except to educate them. You know, if you could educate them and they still have decided not to embrace technology, because technology will give them that competitive advantage in the marketplace. And if they're okay with dropping behind in the marketplace, then, you know, then it's up to them. But we definitely try our very best to educate them and show them basically a return on investment in the technology. And I think that's what any businessman want to see, a return on investment. They want to know, if I invest in this technology, what do I get back? And we can show them very easily how technology gives you a greater return on investment than going the manual way.
Tishon, thank you very much for speaking with us on ECCB Connects.
And thank you very much for having me.
To view any episode of ECCB Connects anytime, anyplace, at your convenience, check us out on YouTube or Facebook at ECCB Connects. And now for this week's financial tip.
Hi, my name is Daniko Huggins. And I am Adrian Albert. We are from the Irish Town Primary School. The Cyber 5 rules are: never share personal information. Don't download alone. Don't respond to a bully. Copy and paste, save it and print. If you feel uncomfortable with what you see on our website, send an alert immediately.
We've come to the end of this week's episode of ECCB Connects. Remember to check out the Financial Information Month Facebook page for activities that are happening in your country. The theme for Financial Information Month is Financial Empowerment through Education. See you next time.